NetsChat. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of NetsChat. We are starting a new mini series and it's going to be called Sex Miseducation. So you don't want to miss it. Share it with your friends before we even start the episode. Period. So basically we're gonna talk about, rumors and myths. I can't pronounce that word. I don't know why. Myths. It's very hard. Myths that we heard about sex, and we're going to have people on to basically debunk these rumors, and we're going to get the truth. I'm going to put truth in quotes because we have very specialized people coming on. So hi to my co-host Danielle, who is very tired today. You can't use words.
Hi.
Thanks, Dan. And so for the first episode in our series, we have
Shanieka.
No, girl, I'm not saying name. So guys, we have Shanieka, and she has a podcast and YouTube channel called Generation Sex, and I'm gonna allow her to introduce herself.
That's so hard. Hi guys, my name is Shanieka, and as Net said, I have a YouTube channel and a podcast called Generation Sex because I'm about all things sexual. But that's all I can tell you. I don't really know myself,
That deep still,
Yeah, like I don't know
I've
myself.
never had a
like when
guest
people
that.
are like, introduce yourself. I don't know myself.
No, just tell them what you do, where them can find and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I'm on basically all streaming platforms, Generation Sex, and YouTube. And if you have any questions, you can find me on Instagram at Hey Shanieka and on Twitter at Hey Shanieka. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. So I have a question before we even get into anything. Why did you decided that you want to talk about sex? It's kind of,
It's weird to say it because I feel like it's probably wrong to say it because people would think that it's wrong. Sex is the only thing that interests me, really. Because like how people are interested in becoming a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, sex is the only thing that gets my mind pumping. And I don't mean like the act of, even though it's a really good act. Topics concerning sex really interest me. So
that's very interesting. Daniel, are you okay? Okay. Guys, when Daniel is tired, she's not really chatty, but I'm going to need her to be, chatty.
What I hate about this is the fact that my boss is telling the visitors that I'm tired. I'm gonna talk.
Oh,
but
I
she
just
really
wanted to
shook me
know.
up.
No,
when
I
she
just
said, the only thing that gets me, I'm like,
I mean, but
you know Disney Plus. I could talk about Disney Plus for hours. When I asked me one next channel to talk about show. No.
That's true.
No, I'm sorry. I know that she's being honest, guys, but it was just really funny to me. I was just like, God, Noah.
The thing is, people who like sex that aren't openly saying it,
Yeah, I enjoy sex. I would spend my life having sex.
She said not only the act.
Exactly what I'm saying. That's what
I
I was about to say, because you said that people who enjoy it don't really like to talk about it. So me, I enjoy sex a lot, or would consider sex business, but I would never be open enough to do a whole podcast or a whole YouTube surrounding sex. I would just feel so naked.
Yeah.
We have to get naked to have sex.
Yeah, but me like that to me.
I mean, you don't have to be naked to have sex.
That's true.
That's true.
So-
Pull down.
Yeah, that's true. But I think it just takes a lot of bravery to,
It does.
put
and
yourself out there and stuff and have people know, in and out, and I like to see it.
I commend it.
I commend it because I can't
somebody actually
participate.
sent her to me as well,
as a suggestion?
As a suggestion when I was talking about it. Just random stories, and they're like, check out this girl. And they sent me a profile, and I was like, I already know her.
Yeah,
So,
right.
But it's really good that, people are recommending her because they know, say, this is what it's all about. So the first question that I'm just going to throw out to both of you and also myself is, it's not any bad questions. Why are you guys looking at me like that?
No, my thing is, she's doing the rock away. She's leaning back,
Right.
on top of me, I'm ready.
Okay, so growing up, right? What did you think sex was versus having sex now? Kind of curious. So what was sex to you when you were younger? And what is sex to you now?
I thought God was gonna kill me, so I had no interest in having no sex. Because I'm just I'm not about to let God strike me down I got a promising life ahead. And so I'm going to wall out.
Because you're just born.
Yeah.
Bro, it wasn't even God. I thought my grandma was going to kill me.
Yeah.
Right? Because like that was a thing where if you're even
Where grandma's killing people.
Right. My grandmother.
Then you what cycle, Granny?
My grandmother, she is evil. You get me? So like it was a thing where the first time you have sex, I get pregnant, and I was just too young. Fear push yourself into my
That
vagina.
too.
So it was like a no for me. It's funny coming from there to here.
No, honestly speaking, me didn't really see something I got pregnant to, and like
first time.
I used to like how I love kids now. Well, I love my kids now. I don't love people's children or anything like that. I would love to have my own children, but it took me 1,000,000 years to get here. So you know, so them time that when me I think about get pregnant, me I say, huh?
Can't happen.
Them niggas ain't gonna have no what? Those niggas ain't gonna have nobody because I am not finna raise no kid.
Like that tweet that say, if I get pregnant, I wonder who's gonna be the mother.
Yes,
it's not me.
Because it's not me.
It's not
exactly.
me.
So them
Go
time
find the
there,
mother.
I'm just like, ain't no way I'm gonna be getting no pregnant because I don't want any little nugget and I don't want God to come strike me down. So it was really God for me.
It was my grandma.
Okay.
But she made it sound as if when the male enters your vagina, like it just like a split apart. Like it just like a bust open up and then
That graphics thing.
nothing not go fix.
Sex education in Jamaica is just trauma.
Yeah, it's really trauma because I was going to church, the correct trauma is to tell me that God is gonna kill me.
Mm-hmm.
So they really just like, you don't
And
want
then
to
her
do it,
grandmother was
bye.
gonna kill her.
Yeah,
And then her grandma,
And then
Listen.
Naja say AIDS gonna kill me.
AIDS. Oh my God, AIDS as well. Jesus, they made it seem as if it was going to.
No,
just
you never
eat
done
your
have
body
you never
from
done
the
have no sex
inside.
stuff. All of the various traumas you've experienced.
It wasn't even God for me. Like when I was young, I was more afraid of my grandmother than
Yeah,
God.
but because you
There
can
was
see your grandma though.
Right, there was no
So
God
maybe
for
that's
me.
why.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But for me, like as being the sweet church girl I used to be like, oh my God, I don't want Jesus to hate me. Like, will Jesus look at me the same? I really took
Whereas
it
if I have
hard.
sex before you're married, oh my
Yes.
God. That
For
was
Jesus
just
for Jesus to come sick there up at heaven and then come look for me.
Just come strike you.
Just because me, and logically speaking, then the amount of people have sex before marriage.
Right.
And he didn't stop what he was doing. But because me so important.
No, but some people just saw it differently, you know. So I
True.
can
So it
understand
could-
why you think that it would be you. Okay.
True.
So, you know, when you see people having sex on TV, when you were younger at least, you just see them go under the sheet. So, you know, when it's time for you to have sex, you just see them look at idiot thing the same way. Or it was just me. I don't know if it was just
I'm
me.
sorry, Nets.
You're going under the sheet.
I'm
cover
sorry.
your head.
None of my head,
You
but
know
you
I love
know,
to
you're
support
under the
you.
sheet and then the man on top of you, but the sheet cover everything. But
mean-
then I realized that there's a TV thing. They can't be showing those
Right.
things on TV. But no, they can't show you bottom, you know.
I'm praying it up.
Like, right here,
I
so
didn't
it's one of
do
the
that.
penis.
So you've never seen something that you thought sex was, and then when you're going to have sex, you did it.
No.
I kind of went into sex as a blank slate, and I think that was important. I didn't take with me anything that I saw on TV or online because, as Martin said last week, porn and those things is performative sex, and I don't have sex for money. So I didn't carry any
Not
of those
yet.
thoughts with me. Not yet. I didn't carry any of those thoughts with me to psych me out because I feel like if I did carry the performance they in my mind,
I wouldn't have sex.
mood have no sex.
I wouldn't have sex
I'd be like, no,
because
because I can't do it like she.
Who is getting on top and riding for that long and,
And
doing
then
this and putting my leg up
and gone from my eye top and no. And them time me just a start
sorry.
go take man. Me can't
I'm
manage them
sorry.
stress there. So I went in as a blank slate. I was very nervous. My first time, like everybody else was. Everybody else did probably. You feel like you're gonna dead, not true? No? Your first time you didn't feel like you're drunk right now?
No,
Your
I
first
didn't
time
think I was
you
going
went to
to
die.
see,
I
my
didn't
first
think I was
time,
going to
I
die.
could have literally died because it wasn't consensual, right? But outside of that, I'm pushing that away. You get me? Pushing that away and just moving on.
Weird. You know what? She said she's pushing it away, so
Yeah, we're
moving
just- we're
on.
just
So we're just
flinging
gonna
it
move on as
away,
well because
yeah.
you know when you're in therapy, you just
the
drop something in your therapist like a big
No,
bomb.
you should drop that and my phone drop right between the
Like,
chair.
I
Like,
don't know.
I get that after the show.
Yeah.
No, but for real, we're moving on. But the first time I was gonna have sex, I was just like, I'll never be the same again. Everybody's gonna know that I did the thing. You thought that as well? Everybody was going to know that you did it?
Yes,
I thought there was gonna be an
I remember
email sent out.
No, I didn't think it was an email.
Wait,
okay,
hold
do you
on,
remember
what?
When you were in high school, I don't know if this happened to anybody else, but when I was in high school and everybody was like talking about sex and everybody was having sex, it's just like, oh my God, them say you're gonna walk different car, your leg
Right.
gonna hurt you. And I'm like,
My leg did hurt me.
I mean, this girl was like, oh my God, when I had sex, I was walking so wide. And then I was like, I'm in second form, I'm 12. What are these things that people are like building me up to, think I'm gonna experience during the sex that, me not gonna. And then you hear some really, really wild things like the person who you have sex with, you're gonna be attached to them forever. And
Right.
the place like so much
Trust
stigma
me.
around.
That did freak
Sex.
me out.
I didn't want to be attached to the person I had sex with first. Right now, if him drop dead, I could live good.
Dance on him grave and something.
You're not gonna dance on the boy grave. But
I mean, dance around it, close enough.
the first time, trust me,
That's
and
it.
then like the pain,
And sorrow.
the pain that I felt, I was just like, yeah, man, I'm not gonna have this again. Like,
Me.
I'm like, it's good to know that I did it once.
Get it out of the way.
Get it out of the way, and I said I did it, but I'm not gonna do it again. And of course, my legs and whatever were you in pain afterwards? I don't want to know if it's me alone. I feel away now because I could barely walk for about 3 to 4 days.
Not really, but like the second time I did it, I was in pain.
I was in a lot of pain and then like I couldn't walk well for 3 to 4 days. However, luckily for me, I did a sport, so you would think that it's a training
Wait.
injury.
3 to 4 days.
I could not walk well.
And so then
And I barely had any.
So
but
this
my
is
body
what people
can't take
are talking
stress.
about.
One thing with my body, it can't take pressure and all the heck. That's why I'm gonna do manual labor because we can't manage them something there. Me just thank you.
Okay, great. Fine. That was what sex was. So no, I hope we're all adults. Because you can be an adult, but you don't really have an adult mind.
Right.
Cool. And I'm speaking for myself right there. So, as adults, what do you guys think sex is now? Or, some of the things that, you have sex and then you're just like, but it's never real. What are some of those things?
I don't think I understand the question.
Sorry, rephrasing. Okay, so remember the things that you heard about sex before having sex, but now as an adult and somebody who experienced sex, and you're like, Jano, that never real. This never happened to me. So how do you
The first
view...
thing that you said, we're not attached to any of these people.
Right.
Sex is so casual. I'm sorry.
So
It
like,
really shouldn't
you
be
view it as
because
casual no.
it really shouldn't be seen as casual because I mean I really do believe in soul ties, but this whole immense, oh my God, you'll never be able to move on from this person or that person or make it seem like some life-changing
Right,
bond.
like
The bond
this
is only
person-
life-changing if you want it to be. It has to be deeper than
The sex.
sex for me,
Right.
for the bond to actually be as lasting as they made it sound. So for me now, sex is just a good time. I don't have any traumatizing thoughts associated with sex. I mean, apart from my one first time that really just was one for the books. Other than that, I don't really have any. When I have no sexual traumas or anything, I go into sex to have a nice time and then I'm out. You ain't gotta even text me back because I got what I needed to do, so I gotta go. And that's on Mary Had a Little Lamb. If I never hear back from you, I'm not gonna vomit. It's cool. Yeah.
What about you?
I'm alone. I such a good body. I'm alone.
I mean...
If it's good penis, then
Oh, I had one situation like that I'm going to do a story time on my YouTube about, and I've never done that again.
I understand dick matters because dick matters is actually a very...
Men
Right.
are lower tier human beings. Never be attached to them. But I
I'm
hear
not
you
attached
out.
to the men. I'm attached to the penis.
I don't want to have anything to do
No,
with men long term. But I hear you out.
If it's good penis, if it's good penis, I may become attached.
You may become
Right.
attached, like you
but
want
if the
to,
penis is not coming with something good, then it can
Okay,
go.
it has to be.
Because I'm big on
But
masturbation.
penis never come with nothing good. Because there's always a man attached to it. Okay.
Tanya, you get it.
You're not lying.
You get it. You've never lied.
You're not lying.
You're not lying, sis.
I mean, thanks,
Shit.
guys.
I guess one of the most important things for me now is to know that, like, I never actually get pregnant. What them say, oh, you're a virgin. The first time you have sex, you're going to get pregnant or whatever.
Yes, I
I mean, I know
heard
I'm
that
going to
as
do with
well.
that. I don't know who would be the
So
mother.
okay, I have a question. Why you guys think this sex have like so much scare tactics to make people not do it? Because you have people like me who are
you shouldn't
curious.
be having it too early, so it's important to scare you off. And I really do think that I needed to be scared a little longer. But wish we never did run in when we did run in.
But like it doesn't.
So I do think that sex is something that you should definitely be having when your mind has matured enough to receive that. To understand what it is that you're participating in.
Okay, but how can you understand if nobody's telling you anything about it?
But I was just explaining why they're scaring you.
Yeah, but it doesn't work for everybody.
And the thing is, if you educate them and then they realize that there's no consequence, what's going to stop me from having it?
But you're scaring them and they're still going to do it. It doesn't, scaring them doesn't work
It's just
for everybody.
It's just delay the time.
But it doesn't delay for everybody. I mean, it doesn't delay for everybody.
Oh, because some people love
some people, you're going to tell me, oh, if you do this gonna happen. And I'm going to be like, okay, cool, let me go see if that gonna really happen. You have people that's
me.
So.
That's true.
So,
like, you know, because it's like, if you do this, I'm like, all right,
let me go see what.
And then you have some people who do the opposite of exactly what you say.
Yes.
So them say, don't have sex. And you're just going to be like, okay, have sex.
Like, why are you telling me not to have sex?
Yeah, they're going to try to find out why. And I feel like it's best to, you know, educate people who are more curious as to why they shouldn't do something.
Right.
Because I feel like, you know, teenagers and adolescents are reasonable human beings in some form that you can say, if you can say to them, don't touch the stove because the stove is hot, right? Why can't you say, don't have sex early because XYZ, you know? Don't have sex before marriage, depending on your belief.
I'm big on just spewing protect yourself. Because really and truly, even if I tell you next, don't do this until this happens, chances are you're
still going to do it. So what I'm
big on just telling you to protect yourself.
Yeah, I'm on your side, because what I was saying was to tell you that God is going to open the earth and eat you up. Netanya is telling you, so no, tell you what's going to happen, but regardless, them still are going to take the man. So we should go with her option. We'll just tell them to protect themselves, because honestly speaking, the God thing did work for me. Me not ask her.
But God thing work for people nowadays.
It worked for me. But now me just figure say, God have told she playing the line, so I'm not gonna strike on me. Because I say, all of my friends them do it, I say, so God really gonna skip next time.
And I say, God have people from the 20s who still away from me, so you really need another line there.
So God go past Caribbean Estates and come up a Spanish sound for me and make Canada there.
No, so why gonna put there Estates?
So make God next number. Him can't pass your reach at me.
My friend said that. They said like when God strike me, they know that they're next. Them know time I come up.
Imagine having that scapegoat friend. So God, I'm shot them first. You say, yeah, man.
Mood.
It's you know.
Why
it's
am I
funny.
not friend for you?
Listen, it have to be you. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules.
You know what?
It's funny that we're getting like educated on sex from people who have 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 pitney. And for them pitney have 5, 10, 15, 20 pitney. And for them pitney have such amount of pitney. Because if you think about it, a lot of our parents didn't have sex education either. Them because they did to us what was done to them.
Yeah, what was done to them. So them just come my father always like, Daddy, why would you ever do something like this? Not like only sex, but like things overall. And it's like, somebody said my mother do it, so I'm just doing it. And I'm like, that's not good.
It's a trauma for me. I don't think I could ever
you're passing down
my
trauma.
Kid like how Denzel raised me with such coarse aggression.
My mommy is somebody who I can go to and tell her, yo, just done bubble pan it, you know. The issue with that is that she's going to want to tell me so she just done bubble pan it too. I mean, I want to hear that.
No, you're too selfish.
But
no, don't come chat out. No, you're too selfish. Because she have to listen to you as, you know, like, and you don't know.
When she comes, like, my head just sinks down.
Exactly, she must be
no, it's not like she encourages it. She's telling me all the time, like, the first thing my mom said to me was like, okay, so I had this thing where she was like, Shanieka, don't have sex with nobody who have donkey penis because donkey penis mash up womb. I asked her what she consider donkey penis. She's like, 9-inch and over. Right, and then the next thing she's gonna tell me, oh, make sure you're not suck nobody or whatever. And I'm gonna have a conversation with her like, mommy, say that kind of.
I mean, I feel like parents give sexual rules, and I find it so interesting.
We'll never get none.
I got 3.
She told me.
Also, I'm not having sex overall, so it was just like, if you were to have sex,
right,
don't give head. Well, to anybody, man or.
Whatever.
Or
not get head to nothing.
And, that's 2 rules. So that's 2 ones. And them said, don't suck no pussy and don't suck no wood. And number 3 is don't make the man, put it in your butt. And I feel like I've done 2 or 3, so I can't do the third one.
What I want to know is why me never get no rule? I mean, but first of all, there's one rule at my house, no 2. 1, don't die.
Okay.
Don't die. My dad is always just like, just stay focused. Like anything that you're doing, don't die. Rule number 2, ain't nobody raising no kids. Don't get pregnant because I already have you. So right about now.
But the man he basically gave you a rule, don't get pregnant, don't have sex. That's what
he's just
I'm
like,
hearing
don't
out there.
get pregnant. So like sexual rules in terms of like the suckwood and the... My father is just assuming and hoping that I'm not participating in this. And I support his prayer.
You're not going to worry about it.
You're not going to worry about it, support it. But yeah... After me don't know what ends to do with film or something.
You know what? I don't want to hear it.
So nobody can watch my something.
I mean,
I want man don't care watch my
as a parent, aren't you supposed to? I don't like the watching something still, but you can guide the kids and whatever. But the watch thing, really sit right with me because watch say.
Parents who want to tell them kids who to date and them things. Go drown.
Right. I agree with that. Wholeheartedly.
Setting up with somebody to have sex with. They say, okay, don't have sex with John, but you can't have sex with Joe.
I'm sorry.
This is not like Joe. Am I something in the
You go have sex with Joe.
Yes, you think Joe and John would not go take them. But I don't like those things like when parents want to like set you up with people or
tell you who to date
set
and who
people
not to date.
you come like, oh, be a man. I don't like that. Mind your business. Me, they tell if you go look, Margaret or Denzel. Me never did that, so just let me live
so
my life. Like,
but it's not a lie. My daddy won't tell me, but like I was dating this guy for like a really long time, and he never said anything about, don't date this person or whatever. But when this person came around, his attitude, my good nice daddy turning a drunk crow. Like, but he's not gonna tell me, don't do this and don't do that or whatever. But the attitude shift, that he's not comfortable with this.
Time.
What a film business that?
One time I ever, had a guy in my presence and my father was giving the guy a hard time. And I waited until the guy left and I said to my father, don't play. And it's that childish behavior, leave it. And if you don't like the man when you see me and him there, go out.
Right.
Don't play with me. You have to set boundaries with the parents. Remember, parents careless,
That's
they're
true.
the people that you have to constantly be setting boundaries with. More than your friends and more than your lovers, because kill your parents dead. I really then breathe life into you when I God breathe life into me, not you. You are merely a facilitator. So you're not going to come stress me out. If you don't set boundaries with your parents, them just run careless. So my father was giving the boy a hard time, like the boy name him White Fall, and I'm like, don't treat him like that because the boy never do. I just don't like him. You don't know anything about it.
That's
I
fine.
probably will never know about it. Mind your business. When you see him come over here and you don't like him, go out. And that's why I'm so glad that my life has come
Okay,
full
but
circle.
like speaking of parents being uncomfortable, right? Because them see a partner, them do like them being uncomfortable. Do you think that because parents are uncomfortable with their kids, like, growing up, that's why they're uncomfortable with like talking to them about sex? Like, teaching and educating them about sex because they use a trauma approach and they're like, oh yeah, man, this work for me. But sometimes, I don't know if you guys notice, but like when the parents talking to you, especially like your dads and stuff, them not really want to talk to you about sex. They're just beating around every bush for you to get the point, but they're not really saying the point.
Right.
You get me? So you just feel like, is it a thing where parents just have to be comfortable with talking about sex? Because if you notice that in Jamaica, sex is always a taboo topic. And I find it so weird because everybody's having sex,
Right. Everybody and their mother.
Everybody except kids who aren't supposed to be having sex.
Right.
And people who say they're going to get married, they want to get married before. But everybody's having sex. So why is it such a taboo topic that you can't properly educate your child about sex? So when they choose to have sex,
I think it's just
they
a
have
hard
ample knowledge.
conversation to have because...
So it's easier to just find a pitney and have sex than have a conversation?
They're not comfortable. They're not even as adults as they are. They're not comfortable talking about sex.
Even amongst themselves,
My daddy tells my mommy that he wants to do stuff by telling her, say, him have a maca in him foot. She must come take out the maca. My mommy told me that, like, anytime you hear your father say, we must come take out the maca out of him foot, a sexy one, like, all the time. That's all he says. they're uncomfortable talking about sex to each other.
Yeah, so they're going through. I remember on the internet that or adults or parents or adults in general are just hurt children. So the same trauma that they went through with sex is the same trauma they're living through right now. So for us to expect them to have alleviated all of their traumas to be able to help us on our trauma is kind of hard. Rough. And I heard Tammy talking about it before. Like, you can try so hard to do everything great for your kids, but there's always still going to be some form of trauma there, because it's either you're going be like trying to be a super parent to provide everything that you need for them going to be traumatized that you don't spend enough time with them, or you could spend so much time with them that you don't have any time to make any money, and then they'll feel the trauma of not having enough things because you know you're always there with them and you can't. You're always going to fall short somewhere because there's no such thing as a super parent or a superhuman.
No,
because all of us
superhuman, but what I'm just trying to say is
there's no such thing as ideal then. So since you're not saying super, there's no such thing as ideal, because even if your father wants to be able to talk to you about those things, he's still going through whatever he was going through back then, and he hasn't unlearned those things so that he can teach you. So if you now are in a good place now where you are, where you can talk about sex, and you feel like when it's time to have your kid in 10 years or so, that you can educate them, then that's good for you. But they'll probably think that you fell down in something else.
I mean, that's fine, you know.
Yeah.
They can't think that we drop down.
Yeah, they might get
it doesn't matter.
And it doesn't matter. You do this thing to build character. Them can't jump in your face.
Right.
Them can't jump in your face. They can't jump in your face.
I mean, even if they want to, they can't.
They can't. They have to live with it.
Right.
No, but I'm saying, do you think it is us unlearning the shames of sex? Because even though people enjoy sex, it's still something to be ashamed about, you know? So like somebody saying, oh my God, how can you come on YouTube and talk about sex? You know, it's just always a shameful vibe that follows sex. So it's a thing where we have to unlearn what we've known about, not known about sex, but how we feel about sex. Because you hear sex and you're like,
yeah, because people don't want to openly be happy about sex. You ever notice? You only can be happy about sex at home, meaning if a woman come and says, you know, I enjoyed this sex and this is what I enjoyed about the sex, you're just like, oh my God, that is so crass.
Right?
You're like,
gosh, she's so inappropriate. You can't celebrate sex outside.
Especially women too, you know, like women,
women can't celebrate
enjoying sex.
Women can't enjoy life without
it's not even just sex.
Women cannot enjoy life. Being a woman is so difficult.
It's hard.
No one would recommend.
I had to, because like with my podcast, my YouTube channel, it basically means that I'm a whore, right?
Yeah, that's a long and short.
Everybody, man, will follow me and like my picture. I've had their woman at one point in my inbox. So tell me, I'm a whore, I'm a dog, I must block them, man. That's basically what I am. Cool. I may accept that.
Okay, but I have a question. So people see what you talk about online, right? How do you feel when they come to you and say stuff like that? Also, men who feel like because you talk about sex mean that you're open to sex.
And you want everybody.
Yeah,
listen, so if it's one thing, man, have audacity. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. The one of them have audacity. And sometimes I'm quite insulted, not by what they say, but how they bring themselves across. Like, this girl is talking about this.
That means that
so this girl want it like.
So how do they feel when you reject them? Like them cuss it off and them something there?
Yes, they do. You get me? Because it's going to happen. It doesn't matter what you do. Not all men will do it, but men will do it. Them are going to tell you, orange girl, stutter girl, this and that and whatever. That's totally like I've accepted all of that. I believe that without this podcast, I would have gotten this anyway from somebody. It's just more now because of what I'm doing. Totally accept that. You get me?
That's good.
But I am comfortable. Like I accept myself for what I am. You get me? I don't judge myself harshly. I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm comfortable with the things that I do sexually and whatever. The things that I enjoy that brings me pleasure to the point where there is nothing, absolutely nothing that has anything to do with sex or about myself that you can say to me to make me feel ashamed. You get me? And that hurts a lot of people because they're coming with so much anger about what I'm doing.
Oh, because they want to tear you down. Mm-hmm.
And when you're not allowing them, it's frustrating.
It's so hard for them. Mm-hmm. They get so angry. They tell you some things where you would not even imagine that I'm not. These things I expect from men. That's just the long and short of it. But when the women come and they say some things, and I sit there and I read it, and I read it to my friend, and I read it,
And I'm wondering why would they
God.
come in here, people DMs, just to be like that bold? But I remember people have the audacity and.
Remember, I was saying it here, and people find it so easy to be negative. You know, being negative is easier than it is to be positive. Being positive requires some sort of deliberate effort and intention, but being negative is just
It just comes out very.
it just comes out very naturally. And sometimes when I see people say a lot of negative things either about me or the people around me or my work or anything, I'm just like, you poor soul, you're going through it. My heart goes out to them, you know, because I understand that it's behind it all. It's just hurt people,
Right?
So they can't hurt me because I'm not hurt. I'm having a great life.
Me no business,
But
right?
you are clearly going through something because, Netanya, as I've told you before, there are many things online that I don't love. So I just don't watch them or consume those things. You know that content I don't like, I don't watch. I'm not one of those people who torture themselves. People who torture themselves, you know, they will hate you and watch you.
Why?
Yeah, that's what they're doing to her because they
I
don't like her, but they
want to watch it. But I
content.
don't do that to myself. But there are people out there who will watch you and hate you. For me, it's like if I see something I don't like it, I would just avoid it altogether.
Right.
To go and take up myself now and type to Shanieka and say, you whore is a... That is beneath me. Really and truly.
The hate is.
It's the
But I
hate.
mean, they're watching it and they're saying to themselves. Sometimes I feel like people wish they could be like as open as people that they do dislike.
That's it.
So when them see somebody else out there enjoying themselves, so like for example, me, like say for me Shambo Sex, and me Shanieka having her sex podcast, and I'm just like,
This like a slut.
this girl,
The
the
nerve.
audacity, and I'm like, first of all, me love sex too, but I'm not doing this.
How dare she?
And how dare she?
Right.
So it's like you feel entitled to take it upon yourself to
go
come
message.
shame she and say, oh my God, you know how much power it takes to open the
Type
phone,
and look for me
search
and find
somebody,
me and oh my God.
and then click send. You know how hard it is to send a message to somebody that you don't follow? You don't have to simply press message, you have to press the 3 button them, send a message. Oh my God,
And
you
then
have to do so many things.
Hope that I see it. Because you know, you're going to go into the request bar. So you have to hope that I see it too.
Like when somebody would have messaged me and say, girls, okay, mother. And it's just like,
Huh?
what? No, I sent you. Somebody just randomly messaged me and said, girls, okay, mother. And I saw it and I answered days later with LOL. He's like, bitch, it not funny.
I'm hurt. Oh God, oh, there you
And
say
I just
that?
blocked him. Like, may I say, I believe not continue this. Anyway,
Bruh.
moving on. Because I believe not going to talk with them people there.
Listen.
So the next thing I want to ask is, it's going back to, you know, comfort and being uncomfortable. A lot of people do realize are uncomfortable with masturbating, right?
Continue. Sorry, I'm ready.
And I think it's because a lot of people feel like it's, you know, unnatural to touch yourselves, right? I've heard people say they don't think it's right for them to touch themselves.
But
like,
yeah, but it's okay
the
for other
added
people
shame
to touch you.
of having sex. So they rather somebody else touch you, but you not touch yourself. So
So forget touch off.
views on masturbation and, you know, how you discover it. I think then you talk about how she discovered it. No, Martin did. Same discovered by accident. I'm so sorry.
You accidentally discovered masturbating?
Oh yeah.
He seems very happy about
Yeah,
it.
he is very happy about the fact. But yeah, so what about you? Because I realized that you like excited about
listen,
it.
I am big. I'm big. Like, I mean, a big. Like, you know, them 600-pound people. Like, I'm that big on masturbation. Absolutely big. How I discovered masturbation was hard for me the first time, though, because, like, quick story. When I used to live with my grandmother, I used to pick chicken and pluck chicken or whatever. And I used to pride myself on being able to take out the liver without, like, mash it. And one time I mash it. And the first time I pushed my finger into myself, it just feel like me didn't mash my liver. Because, you know, I was young and stupid. Right? So I stopped. And then I started with, like, sex toys in high school.
Thank you.
How do you feel like you mash your liver from everything?
I don't, because I was young and stupid.
Okay, I get you. I'm just asking.
Young
still.
and stupid. So I started,
So when
like,
did you really discover?
when I started
the
with the
joys?
toys in high school, like a bullet, like a silver bullet. I can't forget him bullet. You get me? And the way how I lift up onto the bed, I absolutely wish I could convince everybody to masturbate. Like masturbation is so good, and that's how you discover your body and discover what you like, and that's how you know to tell somebody, oh, touch me there, touch me here, or whatever, and that's how you know also where you don't want to be touched. You get me?
Makes
So
sense.
that's why I believe that masturbation is very important. So pleasure.
I feel like without masturbation, a lot of people wouldn't know about like
They
sex.
don't even know that some persons don't even know that you're supposed to have an orgasm.
Oh yeah,
Them
because
just
they've never experienced it,
don't
so
know.
they feel like. And we were talking about this last week. When the sex done and the man come, you're like, okay, that's it.
Men are
They're done.
selfish. You get me? Men are selfish things. That's just like the fact of it. Them come and that's it. If you've never experienced an orgasm, you will go through life, and everybody that you have sex with that just come, slap, them come, you're just going to feel like that's it. You're going to start hating sex because you're really not getting anything from it more than somebody I come, I stab out your pum pum and I go about them business. Like, you're not getting nothing.
Okay, so I have a question. What if you realize that you're having like bad sex and then you discover masturbation, but then you realize that whenever you're having sex, the person just not making your orgasm, even though so do you think that you prefer masturbation to like actual having sex? Because I feel like it gives you like a different type of pleasure.
It's funny that you should ask that, but like, I like sex, right? But because I masturbate so much and I actually have an orgasm or whatever, whoever I'm having sex with, say, if they don't make me come, I'm not offended. Like, I don't feel any way about it because I know that I'm going to bring myself to an orgasm. You get me? So, like, if it don't happen for me, totally fine. You can go on with your business. I know what I'm going to do after you leave, right? But in terms of, like, you're having bad sex and you just not come, and when you masturbate, you come again. Some persons just will not come. You get me? Even though you masturbate and you come or whatever, chances are you're having sex with somebody who, hypothetically, can make you come. But because sometimes we're so afraid of giving instructions and telling somebody, oh, I like to be touched here and whatever, we're not going to tell them. So them just going to do what they want to do and done. If you masturbate and you realize, say, when you flick your nipple or whatever, that does something for you, then you can just pass on that information. Yo, John, could you do this when you're doing whatever you're doing? Could you do this when you're doing whatever you're doing or whatever? To see if that works. But if that don't work, just continue masturbate.
Then what's about you? Do you prefer masturbation to actually having sex? Which one do you think give it like a higher peak? Because I know that it's different for some people.
I would say that they're just different types of enjoyment. Ross. Sorry.
I'm so sorry for me.
One more time. I think that they're just two different types of enjoyment. For me, I don't know. Nothing can beat sex on me with the right person, With the right person. Not with the underperformers. I mean, like, actual sex. Not the sex that you write off the books. Like, actual sex, nothing don't beat that for me. So, yeah. Nothing beat that for me. Because, I get the job done,
Right.
But too fast sometimes. Because,
it's true.
Because I know what to do. Sometimes it's too fast and it just anti-clap. I say, girl, you couldn't build up yourself.
Right.
So sometimes it comes too fast. But it's nice. I prefer busting that nut from sex. And I also know what to do in sex if I want my nut to come fast. Because I'm very... Me, I come for my nuts and I said, I come man, come about them nuts. Me come about mine. Women are not serious enough about their nuts. That is why we're not coming.
That's true.
We're serious about men coming because we want
them come.
We want you say, yeah, man, don't they so good. And we want go like say we are good as. I am a nutters. Me want bust my nuts. Me want bust my nuts. So if you don't want come, you don't come. But me dey on a mission. So when me a come and that's on that. Okay, that is on that. You have to work in.
Okay,
and
but
make it
before discovering like masturbation, you just did have sex for.
No, man, I was masturbating long before I was having sex because remember I thought God was going to kill me.
So you got so that never says a masturbation anybody in the church though.
Yeah, man, but him can't kill me for two things. So
Right,
you have to choose one. So the thing is,
Right.
I was always interested in having sex, and I used to always play with myself from before. Then I started to have sex, and I'm like, boys have cooties, and I really wasn't really enjoying sex at first. So then I had to get deeper into the masturbation game. It got like serious. And I talk on a podcast and on my channel openly that I love blues. Like, I don't know about anybody else, but I be watching that porn.
The Twitter porn.
Yeah,
Twitter porn
I be loving porn. Okay, honey, I've been watching a lot of porn and masturbating. So like, I've been into that from before. Yes, I know God was going to strike me down, but I figured that I had to pick a less evil. And
Right.
in
And
my
you probably
mind,
go overlook it.
yeah, in my mind, me I say it must have said me can't hold out. So yeah, me that
He'll
to go and
forgive it.
occupy myself. But yeah, for the first couple million times, I never liked sex. At
Okay,
all.
so basically, I have to go back to the drawing board with the masturbation thing for say, okay, because you say you were masturbating before, so if you didn't know your body, the first time you'd have sex, it would have been, more to your liking, but you look like you never had know your body, right?
The thing is,
So-
you remember your first couple times is just going to be painful. Remember when I'm doing it to myself at home, it's nice. Remember?
Okay, yeah.
But
Okay.
then the trauma is added from including someone else into your sacred niceness that you've been doing, and it's hot.
And remember, to
Yeah.
them, it's just,
Yeah.
this is just basically what
So
it is.
it's hot. So then the first couple times I'm just like,
This not
should
nice.
I really be including other people into this? So then that's how come I turn up the masturbation thing after that time.
Masturbation
and
Do you think
and
men
the
can learn
porn
how to have
thing.
sex from masturbating? I feel like women can
What they
know
learn
certain
is
things,
how
but
to
what women
control the
learn-
nut.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it?
That's it. Because
That's what they're learning. What they're learning is how to
So how
not
do-
bust too fast.
I feel like I really
because
want
they have
Martin
to be
to
able to
answer.
carry themselves to a certain point. So guys who have been open enough to talk to me about masturbating, so it's just being able to control your mind, because sex for them is a mind thing, and they have to get their head right to be able to
call out.
even barely please us. You understand?
Like somebody
So for-
told me that they talked about dead puppies.
Oh wow. Another
That's-
person told me they thought about like beef patties. They said to
Dead
them a beef
puppies.
patty is just so so when them don't want nuts, them
Them
just
just-
think about
right.
beef patty and stuff like that.
Patty's such a delicacy.
That's such a random thing.
But okay,
yeah.
so we know how women like learn to get their nuts and teeth people around their body. But Martin, I don't know if you can like shout this answer. Do men learn to have sex from just like having more sex, or them learn some sort of other way? Cause I don't know. Okay, guys, he's coming to answer.
That fully depends on the kind of dude. Because like we're saying, you have people who are selfish, who no matter what, them just want to fuck.
Right.
And you have people who like want to get better at sex because they get off pleasing women. So it all depends on the person. So like, me, experience, yeah, that's how you get better at sex. Some man could have sex 10,000 years
Nah,
and
good.
still just jamming.
Right.
Okay, so then
Plus,
just
some
say
of them
men
are
just don't
learning
learn
from
how to have
porn.
sex.
Some of them are learning from porn, from
I
watching
feel like
porn. I
porn
feel like they're
cannot
doing
give you
something.
anything that
It's
you want
not
to know.
giving
Porn cannot teach
anything
you
at all.
anything.
More than expect somebody to come ride your penis for 10 minutes. Excuse me, sir. 1 minute and I eat that. Sorry.
1 minute.
Yes,
Anyway,
sis. Mine
carry
them
on.
bad. Me at 23. All.
It's Netanya saying 1 minute
No, you
with
know?
terror in her eyes.
No. Fear. Full.
Above all things, that made.
I mean it.
It's
That
too
is
much.
so long.
Listen. When you're up
I
there,
can
it's just
probably
a
do
crack.
15 seconds max.
You better enjoy it because that's all you're getting. I'm sorry.
That's fact. Anyway, but I feel like another thing is if women don't masturbate, some of them may not know how wet they can get.
Right.
So it all leads into them, only being wet when they're going to have sex, and then them just say, all right, push it in.
And
Because
sometimes-
little kissing can make you
Right,
not-
but sometimes some women don't even know that they can get wet. You get me? They feel like it's something wrong with their vagina. Just strictly feel like, so yo, pum pum just dry and a pum pum sick, right? They don't. Some people just. It's terrible for them to have sex. You get me? There is nothing. They're not getting anything at all from it. Like nothing at all. So they're not going to get wet. They're not going to enjoy it. But if you have a boyfriend and your boyfriend wants to have sex and he wants whatever, then you're going to give him that. But that's not nothing for you. Again,
I don't
this is
feel
why
like people should be
masturbation-
having sex if it's not pleasing for both of you. Like,
Right.
That's just really wasting the amount of time.
Basically,
in your life. You're
I
cutting down your
think you're
life.
wasting your sin, to be honest. Like, if you're having sex outside of marriage and you're not enjoying it, it's a waste of sin, and that is sinful. You get me? It is so important that you... Sex toys or some... That's something that's kind of taboo in Jamaica. It's so important that you get a sex toy, right? And if you're at the age where you're smoking, or at the age where you're drinking wine or whatever, if, like, getting high or getting drunk or whatever, it makes you comfortable. Like, it gives you a sort of comfort. If in that time of you being high or drunk, you tell yourself, say, yo, you're going to touch yourself or whatever,
So you're suggesting
that
that
will
people should
teach
do
you.
it
Right, you
when
get
they're
me?
most
Because
comfortable.
when you're
Okay.
most comfortable, because some people, when they're sober, they're not going to get up and say, oh, I'm going to touch my pum pum, or I'm going to touch whatever. They're not going to do that. So getting high, getting drunk, tipsy, whatever, and you just go, touch yourself, get a vibrator, put the vibrator up on your parts. What you're going to get from, me guarantee you are going to come from using a vibrator. Touching yourself a certain way, you are going to come. And once you experience that orgasm, anybody else will argue that, it's a no-no. Definite no.
It's a no, guys. You heard it here first.
Definite no.
It's a no if you don't know. Well, can't remember. Never mind. But
14.
but I feel like this was a very interesting conversation because I've learned a little things that I didn't know before. And I'm going to say, thank you to Shanieka for coming and sharing about
really appreciate
your podcast. And just you being a sexual being and embrace you being a sexual being despite,
Right.
the negative comments that people hurled towards you. Daniel, you have anything to say?
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, so guys, we are wrapping up the first episode of Sex Miseducation. Look out for another one next week. It should be interesting. Shanieka, you can tell them where they can find you. Again. Yes, so you have to make them remember.
Right.
Cool. Yeah.
So guys, YouTube, Generation Sex, and Spotify, what is it? All them streaming platforms,
yeah.
basically, Generation Sex again. You can find me on Instagram at Hey Shanieka, Twitter, Hey Shanieka as well. Yeah.
It will be in the description below.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So remember to subscribe to the NetsChat channel, and you can follow Daniel and I on social media. Me at me at NetsJenna. Daniel at Daniel Renee _, and you can follow Martin at Martin Pagan on Twitter, and you can subscribe to his channel at The Bamcast. And have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.